Welcome back to Horoscope TV. If you are born under the sign of Aries, you really need to turn up the volume and listen to me right now.
You definitely do.
Yeah, because we are looking at the astrological forecast for the week of April 13th to April 19th, 2026. And I am talking directly to you, Aries.
Just you.
Right. And you might be wondering, well, why do you need to tune into this episode right now? Like, what's the big deal about this specific week?
Oh, it is a very big deal.
It really is, because this week brings just massive changes, like incredibly intense energy, and honestly, the chance for a totally fresh start.
Yes.
It is not just a normal week at all. The astrological charts show a very, very busy sky for you. Planets are, lining up in ways they rarely do. The energy around you is shifting in a big way, and there's just this huge rush of power coming straight toward your life.
A massive rush.
Right. And I want to unpack all of this because we need to know what to do with it.
Well, that's exactly why I'm here. I am here to analyze the astro charts for you today. And my whole goal is to help you understand not just what is happening up in the sky with these planets, but exactly why it matters to your everyday life.
Which is the most important part, really.
Right, because, having a huge rush of power in your life sounds wonderful on paper,
Oh, yeah, it sounds great.
but only if you actually know how to handle it. Think about it like fire. A massive fire can cook your dinner, or it can totally burn your house down.
Oh, wow, yeah, that's a great way to put it.
Exactly. So we are going to walk through the astrological charts for this week together, step by step. We want to show you exactly how to use this huge rush of power to get what you want out of life without just burning yourself out by the end of the week.
Which is so easy for an Aries to do, honestly.
It really is. They run hot.
They do. So let's start by looking at the big picture for this week. The main theme that's just jumping off the page here is fast moves and fresh starts.
Fast moves and fresh starts. I like that.
Yeah, the astro data shows that things really kick off on April 15th. The planet Mercury moves right into your sign of Aries. And Mercury is the planet that controls the mind, right? Like how we think and how we talk.
It's the messenger planet.
Right, so your mind is going to work very, very fast. You are going to get some wild, just great ideas. But it is not just Mercury up there. On that exact same day, April 15th, the moon also enters Aries.
Which is huge.
Yeah, the charts say this pushes you to take action right away. You get the big idea and you want to move immediately. But then just 2 days later, on April 17th, we have the new moon in Aries.
The biggest moment of the week.
Exactly. It is the absolute most important event. It is a true fresh start where you can plant new seeds. And then finally, we hit April 19, where your ruling planet, Mars, meets Saturn. And suddenly the message of the charts totally changes to slow down, be responsible, use your power wisely, and just stay calm.
It is such a fascinating timeline to analyze. Let us look closely at the flow of this energy, because it explains exactly why you will feel so completely different from Monday to Sunday.
Yeah, it's like a roller coaster.
It really is. So you start on the 15th with an absolute explosion of mental and emotional speed. Like we said, Mercury is the messenger planet. It gives you the words, the fast thoughts, those really quick mental connections.
Right.
And the moon rules your inner feelings and your deepest emotional needs. So when both of these drop into your sign of Aries, which, is a fire sign known for speed and action anyway, you are going to feel like you were struck by lightning.
Literally struck by lightning.
Yeah. You might wake up on the 15th and suddenly your brain is racing with 10 different ideas.
Right.
You might think, I need to repaint the entire house today.
I'm going to Home Depot right now.
Exactly. Or I need to call my sister and fix that fight we had last year. I need to start a completely new hobby, and I need to do all of it before I even eat lunch.
Oh man, that sounds exhausting but exciting.
Right. It is a massive, overwhelming wave of action. Then this wave peaks on the 17th with the new moon. A new moon in your own sign is rare, and it's so powerful. It feels like hitting the reset button on your entire life.
Like a blank slate.
Exactly, like staring at a completely blank piece of paper. But then, on the 19th, Mars, the planet of action and fighting, meets Saturn.
Uh-oh. Saturn.
Right, Saturn is the planet of rules, limits, time, and boundaries. So you hit a strict speed bump.
Okay, wait. Stop right there. Because I have to question the setup.
Sure, go ahead.
The timeline just feels a bit backward to me. If the true fresh start, the really big blank page where we plant new seeds, is on the 17th, why are the astro charts pushing us to take so much fast action on the 15th?
That's a fair question.
Like, shouldn't we wait for the actual fresh start to begin? It feels to me like stepping hard on the gas pedal of a sports car before you even press the button to open the garage door.
That's a good analogy.
Right, because if I act on all those wild ideas on the 15th, aren't I just going to crash right into the door and ruin the fresh start on the 17th?
I completely understand why it looks backward. I really do.
Mm.
But your car analogy actually helps explain why the planets move this way.
Oh, really? How so?
Well, the wild ideas and the fast feelings you get on the 15th, those are the keys to the car.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, you actually need that sudden rush of thought and feeling to figure out what you even want to put on that blank page on the 17th. Think of it this way. If you just waited around quietly, doing nothing until the 17th, that blank piece of paper would just sit there totally empty.
Because I wouldn't have any ideas yet.
Exactly. You wouldn't know what to write on it. The sudden action on the 15th is your mind gathering the tools you need. It is you getting excited. It is you revving the engine, like you said.
Revving the engine, yeah.
The action on the 15th clears out the mental junk so that by the time the 17th actually arrives, the garage door is fully open and you know exactly what road you want to drive down.
Okay, wow. So the chaos on the 15th is just the engine warming up and clearing the smoke out of the tailpipe. I can see that.
Yeah. You have to make some noise before you can move forward.
So imagine you are sitting at your desk on April 15, you have your morning coffee, and suddenly, out of nowhere, you just know exactly how you want to rearrange your entire living room. Or you finally know the exact words you want to say to a friend you haven't spoken to in months. The energy is screaming at you like, do it right now!
Yes, the urge to act will feel almost impossible to ignore. Your blood will literally feel like it is moving faster.
Which is a crazy feeling.
It is. But this is exactly why that strict speed bump on April 19th is actually a blessing and not a punishment.
Wait, Saturn is a blessing.
I know, people hate Saturn. But when Mars meets Saturn on the 19th, it feels like a heavy hand reaching over and just pulling the emergency brake in your car.
Oh, yikes.
Saturn forces you to be responsible and look at reality. A lot of people feel very angry when Saturn shows up. They think, I was having so much fun going fast on the 15th and 17th. Why is the universe ruining my fun?
Right, nobody likes being told to slow down.
True. But Saturn provides a really helpful set of brakes to keep you from crashing that car you just started driving. You have incredible power this week, but power without control is just a mess.
Just a total mess.
Saturn helps you use your power wisely. It steps in to say, okay, you started 5 different things this week. Now stay calm, sit down, and actually finish one of them.
That makes so much sense. Saturn is the seatbelt. You might not like wearing it, but it keeps you alive when you're driving fast.
Very well said.
And honestly, all this fast-moving energy is going to have a massive impact on your daily job and your wallet. I mean, we spend most of our waking hours working, so let's look at how this plays out with work and money.
Oh, this is a big one.
The main theme the charts show here is sudden brilliance, followed by building steady wealth. And the timeline, it just shifts constantly.
It's very dynamic.
So on April 13th, the very start of the week, Mars meets Neptune. This combination makes you feel very creative and inspired to chase your big dreams at your job. Also on the 13th, Venus makes a lucky link to Jupiter.
Which is lovely.
Yeah, the astrodata says this brings a money surprise, maybe a small bonus or a gift. But there's a clear warning attached: do not spend it all.
Right. We need to really analyze what these planet combinations actually mean for you. Mars is your drive, your physical push. Neptune is the planet of dreams, fog, and spirit.
Okay.
So when they meet on the 13th, it is a very warm, dreamy start to the week. It makes you want to do work that actually means something to your soul. You're not just going to work to push papers on a desk. You want to feel like your job matters to the world.
Like having a real purpose.
Exactly. And then you have Venus, the planet of money and beauty, linking up with Jupiter. Now, Jupiter is the giant planet that expands literally everything it touches.
So it makes the money bigger.
Yes. This brings a lucky money surprise, and it's wonderful. It might be a friend finally paying back an old loan you completely forgot about, or getting a little extra tip money, or even a bonus in your paycheck.
That sounds amazing. But why the warning?
Well, the reason the charts say not to run out and spend it immediately is because the energy in the sky changes so drastically as the week goes on.
It really does change fast, because
Yeah.
the very next day, April 14th, Mercury connects to Uranus. And this brings sudden, brilliant ideas to impress your boss or your clients.
Out of nowhere.
Right. And then on the 15th, Mercury enters Aries, which gives you the fire and the confidence to actually speak up in your meetings.
To say those ideas out loud.
Yeah, so you get the wild idea on the 14th and you share it boldly out loud on the 15th, but then on the 16th, Mars connects to Pluto, and suddenly the vibe is all about intense, quiet focus to rebuild your budget and find hidden ways to save cash.
A total shift.
It really is. And by the 17th, the new moon arrives. It is the perfect time to launch a business project or ask for a promotion. Plus, the moon moves into the sign of Taurus that day, telling you to build lasting security, buy things with true value, and avoid any fast money tricks.
No get-rich-quick schemes.
Definitely not. Finally, on the 19th, Mars meets Saturn again, telling you to put your head down, work hard, and prove to your boss that you are a reliable worker.
Let's analyze how beautifully the planets hand things off to each other here. On the 13th, you have those warm, creative dreams about your job. But dreams are just clouds.
Right.
You can't build a house on a cloud.
Right.
Then on the 14th, the planet Uranus strikes like a bolt of lightning. Uranus is the planet of sudden shocks and genius. It takes your cloudy dream from the day before and turns it into a sharp, brilliant, totally usable idea.
It gives it shape.
Yes. Then on the 15th, Mercury steps in to give you the courage to actually open your mouth and speak that idea out loud to the people in charge. It is a perfect step-by-step process.
I have to pause here, though, because there is a huge clash between the middle of the week and the end of the week.
How so?
Let's look at the difference between the 14th and the 17th. On the 14th, Uranus is giving us these sudden, wild, lightning bolt ideas. We are moving fast. But by the 17th, the charts are telling us to completely avoid fast tricks, focus on slow growth, and be careful with our cash.
Right.
How do those two things work together? To me, it is like pouring a concrete foundation for a house. On the 14th, you might have a wild, lightning-fast idea for what the house should look like, maybe a crazy modern tower.
Sure.
But when you actually go to pour the concrete on the 17th, you can't rush it. If you pour concrete too fast, it cracks and the whole house falls down.
That is exactly how the planets are working here. The idea can be fast, but the building must be slow.
Ah, okay.
That is exactly what the Taurus moon on the 17th is forcing you to do. Taurus is an earth sign. It represents dirt, roots, and slow, steady growth. It takes the wildfire of your Aries ideas and grounds them into the actual earth.
So it makes them real.
Yes. If you want to launch a business project or ask for a promotion on the 17th, you cannot just run into your boss's office acting crazy and yelling about your great idea.
No boss wants that.
Nobody wants that. You have to bring a solid plan. You have to show them the foundation. And that intense focus you get on the 16th when Mars connects to Pluto is what gives you the power to sit down and build that plan.
Because Pluto is all about digging deep, right?
Exactly. Pluto is the planet that rules the underground. It loves to dig deep into hidden places. When Mars gives you the energy to dig, you might look closely at your budget and find a monthly payment you totally forgot you were making.
Oh, like a streaming service you don't use?
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Or figure out a much smarter way to buy your groceries. You are literally digging up hidden cash.
So, practically speaking for the person listening, what does this sudden, brilliant idea look like at a normal job? I mean, if you work in a warehouse, it might be a suddenly obvious, faster way to organize the boxes so nobody trips over them anymore.
Yes, a practical, brilliant fix.
Or if you work in customer service, it might be a much smarter, calmer way to talk to a really angry customer that just makes them happy instantly. And when you ask for that promotion on the 17th, you have the fresh start of the new moon pushing you forward.
You do, but...
Right, the warning. We absolutely must talk about the warning on the 19th. Mars meets Saturn again. You have to work hard and prove you are reliable.
Yes, on the 19th, your boss or your clients are absolutely watching you closely. Saturn represents authority figures, the people who write your paychecks.
Right, the big bosses.
They want to see if you can actually back up all those brilliant ideas you had earlier in the week with actual boring hard work. They want to see you showing up on time, checking your emails, and finishing the simple paperwork.
The stuff nobody really wants to do.
Exactly. Do not try to cut corners on the 19th. Put your head down and prove that you are not just full of big talk, but that you are a truly reliable worker. That slow, steady effort on the 19th is what turns a lucky money week into a successful year.
That is the truth. Put in the boring work, it always pays off. And honestly, feeling confident at your job and feeling safe with your money in the bank naturally changes your mood.
It absolutely does.
Yeah, when you aren't laying awake at night stressing over bills, you have a lot more room in your heart for love. Which brings us right into our forecast for love, romance, and emotional healing.
This is a very tender but very powerful area for Aries this week.
It really is. Let's look at the dates for the heart. On April 13, we see that Venus links to Jupiter again. For love, the charts say this brings deep joy, warm feelings, and it is an amazing day for single people to meet someone who shares their dreams.
Yes, a great day for romance.
So then, on April 16th, the Sun meets Chiron in Aries, and the astro data tells us this might bring up an old, painful hurt. But it also gives you a chance to heal that hurt completely.
Which is so important.
Right. And on April 17th, when the moon enters Taurus, you're going to want to slow down, enjoy simple physical comforts with your partner, and speak clearly to grow your love.
Let's take time to analyze the emotional journey the charts are laying out here, because it's a lot. The 13th is just beautiful. Venus is the planet of love. And like we said, Jupiter makes everything bigger, happier, and more hopeful.
It's just expanding the good stuff.
Exactly. You will feel this lucky, open-hearted joy. If you were single, keep your eyes wide open. Meeting someone who shares your dreams means finding someone who gets excited about the exact same kind of future that you do. It means your visions for life actually match.
It's the dream, right?
It is. But the real heavy emotional work of the week happens on the 16th. The Sun meets Chiron. Now, Chiron is an object in the sky that we call the wounded healer.
The wounded healer.
Yes, in old stories, Chiron was a great teacher who could heal anyone, but he had a wound of his own that he could never fix. So when Chiron meets the bright, hot light of the sun in your sign, an old memory, an old fear, or an old emotional pain might suddenly come up out of nowhere.
Okay, this is where I have to ask. Why does this always happen?
What do you mean?
Why do old hurts always seem to pop up right when things are going great? You have this beautiful lucky day on the 13th, you are feeling good, you are feeling open, and then boom, on the 16th, you suddenly remember someone who broke your heart 10 years ago. Or you feel totally insecure for no reason.
Right, it feels unfair.
It feels terrible. It
Yeah.
is like finally going on a fun road trip, the weather is perfect, the music is playing, you are happy, and suddenly the check engine light comes on and just ruins the whole drive. It is so frustrating.
It is incredibly frustrating, I completely agree. But let's look closer at your idea of the check engine light, because it's perfect.
How so?
The check engine light is not there to ruin your road trip. It is actually a blessing.
A blessing.
Yes. If that light never came on to warn you, the engine would eventually catch fire and destroy the entire car while you were driving it.
Oh, well, when you put it like that.
Right. The reason the old emotional hurt comes up on the 16th is exactly because you are feeling so strong and open from the 13th. Your mind and your heart finally feel safe enough to look at that old pain.
Because you're relaxed enough to handle it.
Exactly. Think about it. You cannot clean a cut while it is hidden under a dirty bandage. The sun acts like a giant flashlight, shining directly on the hurt you forgot about, so you can finally clean it out and heal it completely. The pain is not coming up to punish you. The pain is coming up to the surface so it can finally leave your body for good.
Wow. The pain is coming up so it can leave. That makes it feel much less scary to deal with. It isn't a new problem. It is an old problem finally leaving the building.
Exactly. Just wave goodbye to it.
So if you are listening to this right now, and you feel a wave of sadness or an old fear on the 16th, just know it is just the check engine light. It is just your heart trying to fix itself.
A completely normal process.
And this leads perfectly into the 17th. The moon enters Taurus. The charts say to slow down and enjoy simple physical comforts with your partner. Stay honest. Speak your truth.
Yes. Taurus energy is all about the physical world and feeling completely safe. After the hard emotional work of looking at that old pain on the 16th, you and your partner should use this grounding Taurus energy to rest.
Just take a breath.
Right. And what do the charts mean by simple physical comforts? It means exactly what it sounds like. It means cooking a good, warm, heavy meal together. It means turning off the cell phones, sitting together on the couch under a heavy blanket, and just holding hands.
No fancy dates required.
You don't need a wild date night. And because you are feeling so grounded and safe, it is the perfect time to talk honestly about whatever old pain came up on the 16th. If you speak clearly and simply, without yelling and without blaming anyone, the love between you will grow so much stronger.
I can picture that perfectly. Just
Yeah.
a quiet, safe evening, making dinner, being totally honest with each other without any drama. It sounds deeply repairing.
It is very repairing.
But obviously, going through all these big emotional changes, plus the wild energy of having brilliant ideas at work, it takes a lot out of a person. Your physical body feels all of this. Which brings us to the physical body and health.
Yes, the body keeps the score.
It sure does. The main instruction here is fueling your fire safely.
This is a crucial part of the week to analyze. Aries is a fire sign, and with all this fast-moving energy, the fire inside you is burning very, very hot this week.
It is. The overall note from the charts is that you have a ton of physical energy this week, but you must be very careful how you use it.
Ah.
Let's start with April 13th. The moon enters Pisces. The instruction here is simple but firm. Get enough rest and drink plenty of fresh water.
Very important.
Then skip forward to April 17th, the new moon. You will feel like you have a brand new body and spirit. It is the perfect day to start a new workout or a new diet. But then we hit April 19 again. Mars meets Saturn. Pushing too hard leads to stiff muscles or extreme tiredness. You need to stretch daily and listen to your body.
We really need to look at the careful balance the charts are demanding here. Even though the Aries energy all week is fiery, fast, and loud, the astro charts demand quiet rest at the very beginning of the week.
Which is funny considering how fast the rest of the week is.
Right, but Pisces is a water sign. It represents the deep, quiet ocean. When the moon is in Pisces on the 13th, your body is acting like a dry sponge. It needs water. It needs sleep. You have to fill the tank with fuel before the busy week begins.
Because if you don't,
If you don't sleep on the 13th, the fire later in the week will absolutely burn you out. Then, the 17th is your golden window. The new moon brings a massive surge of clean, fresh energy to your body. If you want to change your health habits, this is the day the universe is supporting you the most.
let me stop you and talk about the 19th, though.
Yeah.
We have so much energy pushing us all week long, but on the 19th, the charts say we could get stiff muscles or feel completely exhausted.
Yes, Saturn strikes again.
It sounds exactly like being a little kid on a playground. You know how little kids are? They run around so fast, laughing and screaming, and they don't even realize they are tired until they suddenly trip, pull a muscle, or just start crying from pure exhaustion.
Just a complete meltdown.
Right. As adults with jobs and responsibilities, how do we know when we are pushing too hard before we reach that point where we just collapse like a tired toddler?
That playground image is exactly how Aries energy acts. It often feels very youthful, very pure, and completely unstoppable. But Saturn on the 19th acts like gravity pulling you down. You will know you are pushing too hard if you feel hard tension in the back of your neck or your shoulders, or if you find yourself feeling irritable and snapping angrily at people over tiny things.
Oh, the crankiness.
Yes, that anger is your body saying, I'm running on empty and I need you to stop. The charts specifically advise you to stretch your muscles every single day. Stretching does two things. It pulls the tension out of your muscles, and it forces you to slow down your breathing and actually pay attention to where your body is hurting.
That makes a lot of sense. Practical tips are so important here because we get so caught up in our minds. So on the 13th, the tip is simple. Just grab a big glass of fresh water. Make sure you turn the TV off and get to bed early. Prepare your body for the week.
It's just rest.
Right. And on the 17th, when the charts say start a new workout routine or a healthy diet program, we are not talking about suddenly training to run a marathon if you have never even run down the street before.
No, absolutely not.
Keep it simple and real. Starting a routine means taking a daily walk around your neighborhood. It means choosing to eat a side of greens with your dinner instead of French fries. It is about making a fresh start, not torturing yourself.
Exactly, baby steps.
And then, every single day, especially as we get closer to the 19th, reach down for your toes, stretch your arms up, listen to what your body is whispering to you before it starts yelling in pain.
Exactly. Small, positive choices made on a new moon have a very special way of sticking around and becoming permanent habits in your life. Treat your physical body with respect this week, and it'll carry you through all these massive work and emotional changes beautifully.
Absolutely. And, going through all these physical, emotional, and career changes is much, much easier when you know exactly who you should team up with.
Yes, your allies.
Which leads us to our final section, Cosmic Helpers and Warnings. We're going to talk about your best matches, your worst matches, your lucky colors, and your lucky numbers for the week.
Knowing who to surround yourself with is half the battle when the skies are this busy. People's energy can either lift you up or drag you down.
Let's start with the best news. Your absolute best match for this highly active week is the sign of Leo. The charts say Leo shares a beautiful energy with you right now and understands you perfectly. They want fun adventures, they handle your intense passion without any fear, and they add a creative spark to your ideas.
A fantastic combination right now.
Now, we have to look at the flip side. Your worst match this week is the sign of Cancer. The charts strongly warn that Cancer wants safety while you want speed. Cancer is easily hurt by your direct speech, especially when Mercury moves on April 15. They will try to slow you down to make themselves feel safe, which will only cause you anger and stress.
It's a tough dynamic this week.
We also have your lucky color of the week, red, specifically the exact color code #FS000. Best dates to take action are the 13th and 17th, and your lucky numbers are 1, 9, 14, 21, 27, and 33.
Let us analyze exactly why Leo is the absolute perfect teammate for you right now. You are an Aries, which means you are a fire sign. Leo is also a fire sign.
Fire and fire.
Exactly. When you want to launch a wild, crazy new idea on the new moon on the 17th, a lot of people might tell you to quiet down or be careful.
Because it's too much for them.
Right. But not a Leo. A Leo will be your loudest, proudest cheerleader. They are not scared of your fire. They love it. When you are feeling passionate, moving fast, or even being a little bit loud, a Leo looks at you and says, yes, I want more of that.
They match the vibe.
They perfectly match the vibe. They understand your heart this week. You can share your wildest ideas with them, and they won't judge you. They will just jump in and help you make those ideas even better. They feed your fire without putting it out.
And then there's Cancer. Let's look at the communication clash happening here, especially around April 15. When Mercury enters Aries, the charts say you are going to speak very fast, very loudly, and super directly. You won't sugarcoat anything.
You'll just say exactly what's on your mind.
Right. And this is exactly what hurts Cancer's very sensitive feelings. How do I explain this? It is like plugging a massive high-voltage industrial power tool into a normal wall plug in a quiet, normal house.
Oh, boy.
Right. The wall plug isn't bad, the power tool isn't bad, but they are built for completely different amounts of energy. If you force them together, you are just going to blow the fuse and all the lights go out.
The power tool blowing the fuse is the perfect way to understand this clash. Cancer is a water sign. Water signs want a safe harbor. They want quiet, they want emotional safety, and they want everything to be gentle.
Which Aries is not right now?
Not at all. This week, with all your planets lined up, you are a rocket ship. You cannot put a loud, burning rocket ship in a safe, quiet harbor. The flames from the rocket will just burn the wooden dock down.
Oh, man.
If you try to mix your incredible speed with their need for careful caution, they will try to pull you backward to slow you down so they feel safe. When they try to pull you backward, you will feel trapped and you will get very angry. It is a recipe for a disaster.
Total disaster.
The charts strongly advise keeping a polite distance from Cancer right now. Just smile, be kind when you see them, but do not try to bring them along on your wild adventures or deep conversations this week. It will only cause silly fights that nobody needs.
Keeping a polite distance is great advice. It doesn't mean you don't like them. It just means your speeds are completely different right now, and that is okay.
Perfectly okay.
Now, let's talk about this color of the week. Red. And not just any red, but the boldest, brightest red there is. Color code #FF000. It is the color of a bright stock sign or a shiny fire engine. How can you, the listener, actually use this specific color in your daily life this week to help you get what you want?
Red is the traditional ancient color of Aries. It represents deep courage, fast action, and pure life force. If you have that big meeting at work on the 15th where you need to share your brilliant ideas, wearing a bright red shirt, a red tie, or a red dress can actually change the way your brain works.
Wait, really? It changes your brain?
It does. It tricks your mind into feeling more confident. It signals to everyone else in the room that you are strong and you are not afraid to be seen. Even if you don't want to wear red clothing, you can still use it.
Like how?
Drink your morning coffee out of a bright red mug on your desk. Or, when you sit down on the 17th for the new moon to write out your new goals, write them in bright red ink. Use the color physically around you to remind yourself of your own power.
Writing your new goals in red ink. I love how that makes it feel official and powerful, like you are signing a contract with yourself.
Exactly.
Let me remind you of the lucky numbers and dates one more time so you can write them down. Your lucky numbers are 1, 9, 14, 21, 27, and 33. If you need to pick dates for something important or play numbers, lean on those.
Very important numbers.
And your absolute best dates this week are April 13 and April 17, which makes perfect sense based on everything we have looked at in the astro charts today. The 13th is that lucky greeny day for money surprises and open-hearted love. And the 17th is the powerful new moon, the massive fresh start for your physical body, your money plans, and your fast-moving mind.
The way those two dates tie the whole week together really shows the beautiful step-by-step logic of the astrological charts. You are supported at the beginning of the week to dream big, and you are supported in the middle of the week to take real action on those dreams.
Well, we have covered so much important ground today. Let me sum it all up for you. This week, from April 13 to April 19th, 2026, is all about taking bold, confident action. It is about using the light to heal old, deep emotional wounds.
Yes, heal those wounds.
It is about managing your incredible physical and mental energy wisely so you don't crash into a wall by Sunday. And above all, it is about fully embracing a massive fresh start with the new moon. Aries, you have the keys to the car in your hand. Just make sure the garage door is completely open before you hit the gas, and remember to use your brakes when you need them.
And remember that having the courage to look at an old hurt in your heart is just as brave as launching a new business project. You are building steady, real growth in every single area of your life this week.
Thank you for listening to this episode on Horoscope TV. We want you to be ready for what comes next, so we highly suggest that you subscribe so you can get notified the exact moment the next episode is available.
Before you go, I will leave you with one final question to think about quietly on your own. Since the new moon on April 17 is handing you a completely blank slate for your life, what is the one daring thing you have been quietly wanting to do, but were simply too afraid to begin until right now?